right, 21 October 2025, and today I'm excited to be giving you the evening update where we get clarity. So we need to go to bed knowing what is important and what is not. So today we've got a very interesting episode that has been filmed and shared by Cite. My brother Zenzile has done very well today, and he has brought us Blessing Vava, if I'm not mistaken, one of the top lawyers in Zimbabwe. So if you go to Gambakwe.com, you are going to see that we've summarized what he said this afternoon, which is a much broader explanation of how the constitution is going to be amended to allow Mnangagwa to go for a third term. So Maduku, Professor Maduku, has been the man talking a lot about this, and today he has given another interview. Yesterday he has given another interview. I watched all those interviews. I've also watched the interview done 6 months ago by Maduku, which says currently we actually don't know what ZANU-PF is going to do. So he has said it again today. If you go to 263 chat, you'll see that Maduku has said no one knows what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. But Vava has said in very specific terms how he thinks it's going to be done. So that is Blessing Vava, a top lawyer, I think. I've never seen him, I've never met him, unfortunately. But I think what he says makes sense. So if you go to Gambakwe, unfortunately, we're still working on this post. If you go to Gambakwe, you will see that there are 5 ways that are proposed, which have all been discussed even by Tendai BT and all the other people. The one that have not been discussed is the statutory instrument. So if you look at these 5 methods of amending or extending Mnangagwa's term, there are 5 ways that are going to be possible for ZANU-PF. That is the classic referendum or amendment, to bypass the referendum, to deharmonize, or where parliament elects the president, what they want to do, which they're working on, to suspend elections altogether, or to use a statutory instrument or a decree. This is something that they can do where a special instrument is passed, and then that is rubber stamped, and then there is obviously the advantages and disadvantages of any of these ways of doing things. You remember that Energy Mtodi earlier this year, he has also explained that they are going to bypass the constitution. I'm going to look for that video tomorrow so that you can see what Energy Mtodi said earlier in the year about bypassing the constitution. So many people are talking, but the truth is that no one knows what is going to happen. And when it comes to statutory instruments, it needs a lawyer, a proper lawyer, to explain. And I'm not a lawyer, as you are aware. I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not even in parliament. But let me show you 1 or 2 clips so that you guys can understand. And you can then go and watch. Remember, the evening is for us to get clarity and to know where we are going. And as I said, this is the most important issue before us. There's nothing else more important right now. So for the next few months, we're going to look and see what Mnangagwa is going to do. Most of the ways that Mnangagwa is going to try are illegal. They depend on people that have been bought and paid. So let's look at what Maduku said here. And this is the man who knows the most.
If you go to the country that did that first and foremost, as the Americans, 4 years, they don't look at how good a president is, which is why some of the best presidents in that country have had to leave. So term limits are for good presidents. You don't need a term limit for a poor president who will obviously be removed in an election. So that's the first point to note. Then in terms of why we are saying it's impossible, of course, they have to go through the parliamentary process.
Sorry, apologies about that. I was still letting Maduku talk. So I'm saying, you know what has been said about the parliamentary process? It has gone into great depth. Maduku himself has gone into great depth onto why this is impossible. The simple fact is that the parliamentary process is not how they intend to do it. And as I said, if you look at Blessing Vava, he has gone into the statutory instrument way or method. So that is on site. He's only got 300 views. I'm surprised why people don't watch important videos, because those are where you get an idea of what is going to happen. So you don't just watch people, you watch the topic. So you must go and watch the topic. So let's see what he said here.
Many Zimbabweans voted for in 2013. It is no longer the same. So you'll be asking yourself, what are we amending? Because the constitutional order is really broken down. There's no constitution to talk about. Emerson Mnangagwa and his colleagues, you know, they are running the country willy-nilly with SI statutory instruments, where in some cases you can see that parliament is being evaded. Tenders are being given to cronies, tenders are being given to girlfriends, tenders are being given to relatives and you know, and those who are closer to the president. In fact, it's said that decisions are now being made at Pre-Cape Farm, outside, you know, the institutional frameworks of government. Where, so when you see people in cabinet, just know that they're just rubber stamping.
Okay, so he has gone into great depth. So I won't keep repeating something that's already online. Blessing Vava done a great job, and we're hoping that you guys will go and get more detail about these 5 ways that can possibly be used by Mnangagwa to go into 2030. But as you saw Maduku say, no president can be told to extend his term because he's a good president. In fact, a new one must come. Then you see whether he is a good one or there is a better one. So the logic of ZANU is not right. It's totally wrong. Then I want to just give you 2 news items. Then I'm out, and you guys can go and watch those videos. My brother Tafi the man, you know how much love between me and Tafi. They're probably one of the first guys to come out in Zimbabwe to do political content. He has then explained to us why he was not available. Tafi the man has been sick. So I don't know if you guys have got any contact with him, but he has been away for more than a month. So he's been sick. So sad to hear that Tafi the man has been sick. So we've been looking and trying to get hold of him. I used to talk to Tafi a lot on one number. Unfortunately, I don't have that number anymore. And then Matsbaba Shanduko has been arrested and he was at the police station. So Matsbaba Shanduko, according to the official platforms of CC and also on HSTV, has been arrested after the police started to look for him. It's very unfortunate that Matsbaba Shanduko does not have the means to do most of the things himself. So he needs assistance. If you're in Harare, please go and look for him and assist. So we need you guys to make sure that when someone is arrested, someone takes care of the issue. By December, we are going to be having an office in Harare. I will personally be in Harare by December. On Friday, we're going to make an announcement on the steps that we're going to be taking on our roadmap. So we issued a roadmap when we started. So we're going to be issuing a further statement on Friday on how we're going to be implementing the roadmap, so that if this kind of thing happens, so that you get arrested, for example, we'll be able to give more information. I'll be able to go to a place and we'll be able to say where someone is and what kind of assistance they need. Because in the opposition, there's currently no support, and you can never win elections without support. If someone thinks that if I even say anything, I'll get arrested, my family will struggle, I'll be locked up by myself, there'll be no one to help me, there will never be an opposition in the country. So we need to work on it. I have appealed to all our millionaires and billionaires to assist us. We need an opposition that is funded. Without funding, you cannot remove the current government. And removing the current government is illegal. So it's not illegal to form a party to then organize yourself and remove it. That is legal. It's allowed. And to oppose Mnangagwa's third term, 2030, is legal. It's not illegal. To distribute flyers in Harare is legal. It's not illegal. You can't arrest someone because someone distributed flyers. So there's no way that is legal. What they're doing in Harare, what is illegal. So you can't say you arrested someone because they distributed flyers. Right. Mkoma Rindai says, unomziva here mutemo iwe Gambakwe. Uri Duchke. What is Duchke? Mkoma Rindai. Ndiwe unofane nzara. Supporters who zvakaora uone. Mnangagwa cannot stay beyond 2030. People are against it. So that's crazy. Your analysis can surely make people find their own solutions as they debate. Correct. Thank you very much, Mkoma Person. There are many people. We are watching many people. But the authorities, let me give you who the authority is. Maduku is the authority on the constitution. Tendai Biti is the authority on the constitution. Probably, I don't know about Fadzema Here. She is probably one of the people that you can talk to about the constitution. You can also look at guys like Anam. We picked up so many people. Last week we talked about more people. This week you saw Blessing Vava coming out and giving a bigger dimension of what can happen. There are many lawyers in ZANU-PF, like a bunch of lawyers. The problem we have in Zimbabwe is lawyers. But too many lawyers. We need people who are in economics and technology and other things. So this thing of lawyers just changing the law is the problem. There is no country around us right now, except for Mozambique and South Africa and Botswana, probably, that have not tried to tamper with the constitution. I don't know why presidents love tampering with the constitution. Like they love to go in there. You are a candidate. Imagine if I go into power, I become president, and I want to change the constitution. You say, Gambakwe, why are you changing the constitution? You went and contested as a candidate. Why are you now thinking you are bigger than the system that elected you? That is what Mnangagwa is trying to do. Yes, Mkoma Reyes, I agree with you. Munzora is one of the lawyers that know the constitution. And unfortunately, I don't think Chamisa said anything. Chamisa's word carries a lot of weight. So if he says something, it carries a lot of weight. There are also guys like Anam Kwananzi. They're so quiet. I haven't seen problems in Kwananzi in a long one. Like they are totally quiet. I saw that the CC has issued a statement on the constitutional amendment. But guys, you need to take this very seriously because the parliament is opened. What is going to happen is going to be rapid. So it's going to happen anytime. So don't sit there and hope that nothing's going to happen. Jonathan Moyo has gone rogue. You saw that he's gone rogue. I don't know what kind of thinking goes on in Jonathan Moyo's head that makes him think the very person that threw him out of the country, that is making him live outside the country. And that person must stay in office. I don't understand. Let me show you. This is pathetic. When someone thinks that Zimbabwe is doing well. Zimbabwe is a dump. I've been to Zimbabwe so many times. If you get sick in Zimbabwe, if you're not working in Zimbabwe, if your child gets sick, or if you graduate, you're in trouble. Now look at Jonathan. Heaven forbid, if for whatever reason, as a Zimbabwean, you are trapped in the treacherous position where any positive development in Zimbabwe or any good story about the country is bad news for you. Because from your perspective, Zimbabwe must fail for your politics to succeed. Zimbabwe must not fail. We're not saying Zimbabwe is going to fail. We've got great love for Zimbabwe. There's no one here who doesn't know how much love. If we didn't love Zimbabwe, we'll stay in the countries where we are and not talk. Young people are doing a lot to try to fix the country. And the solution is not Mnangagwa. So we must dissuade ourselves from this idea that Mnangagwa is a solution to Zimbabwe. He's done so many years. What has he done? The country still doesn't have a currency as we speak. There is no jobs. Jonathan Moyo is from Cholocho. Go to Cholocho and see how poor people are. He was a candidate there. People are very poor in Cholocho. Go to any rural area. Go to Bocha. Go to Gutu. Go to any place. Nothing is improved. So we need a new president that is going to come up with new policies. ZANU-PF is in power for 45 years. It's enough. We don't want them anymore. And it's allowed to say we don't want ZANU-PF and we don't like their policies. So it's simple. No one can just say you must support everything that happens in Zimbabwe. It's not enough. We've got so many people down here in South Africa who need to go back home. So many things that needs to be done. And that is why a manifesto is developed. And the party, ZANU-PF, is supreme to a person. And if you look at our own manifesto, these things, they've got people that want them. And you cannot implement those if we then say, let's keep Mnangagwa until 2030. And then in 2030 say, no, let's go to 2035. You can keep going. And that is not how we govern a country. Okay, I think we've covered that. I've got no time to keep talking about him. The one thing I know is that God is going to punish Jonathan Moyo. God is going to punish him publicly for what he's doing. And then Professor Najemo is going mad. I suggest he doesn't know what he's saying. Chamisa won't talk us anyway. I'm not worried about Chamisa. We are enough. We don't need one man. That's the point of this whole discussion. We don't need one man. We are many. So if one person doesn't do it, another person will do it. And myself, if we succeed, we want to introduce devolution. We don't want centralization. So this centralization is destroying our country. We want each province to run its own budget, each province to do well. And if I don't like what's happening in Mashonaland, I go in a bus, I go and find my house in Mashonaland or in Matabeleland, I stay there. If they don't do what I like in Matabeleland, I stand up, I go to Manikaland. That's what we want to do. We want to decentralize the country. Maduk said 2030 is an answer. That's correct. But he said he doesn't know how they plan to do it. So go to 263 chat and watch carefully. Maduku is an authority on this topic. So he said, and I don't want to keep repeating, he doesn't know and no one knows what they're planning. And very soon it will become clear. Then we can challenge it. I think he also gave an interview on an international platform yesterday or the day before. You can go and check it out. These are the guys who are these are the guys who are authorities on the topic. And then let's see what's said about here. Yeah? I want to see, because I don't want people to think that we got anything against Mahere. I love her. She's amazing. So don't think that we've got anything against her. Who is saying something Mahere and then deleting? That is crazy. That is trababulous. It's trababulous. Okay, I think we've covered it. I think let's please beat Mahere and we were to lead us. It will never work. BT, Mahere, and we were in one room. It will never work. You need someone who's not a lawyer. That is what I can say. Then the guys can be led. My lawyers, they all want to be on top. No one wants to be at the bottom. Okay, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. As I said, on Friday, I've got a very important announcement to make on the roadmap, what I'm planning to do, how I'm planning to move forward with the Gambakwe 2028. And it's going to be very, very interesting. Thank you very much, everyone. And I'll see you again in the morning. And a good night to you all.